and my skin has definitely improved my skin, and I knew something was definitely wrong. And so I decided to strip down everything via creme. This has been in my family for years and years and years. And luminous, I think sometimes we get so caught up in like the TikTok trend. Okay, hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing an updated skincare routine because over the last few months my skincare routine has definitely changed and my skin has definitely improved. So I want to show you guys the products I've been using and just some like quick tips and tricks. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I think back in December, I was noticing that my skin was just very like bumpy and itchy to the point where one night I was laying in bed and I could literally feel my skin, and I knew something was definitely wrong because typically and in general my skin's fairly good, and so that was definitely not normal for me. And so I was actually gonna go to Sephora and buy a bunch of new products that I saw off TikTok, but then I decided to go back to some of my old videos that I filmed back when I was like all the way in university, and I rewatched my old skincare routine. It's no longer up on my channel, but I went back, rewatched it from past me because in the past my skin has always been like very clear. So I went back and watched it and I realized that my skincare routine was actually very simple. And so I decided to strip down everything, took away most of the serums and lotions and potions, and just went back straight to the basics. And that's what I've been doing, and honestly I feel like it's made such a huge difference with my skin. So of course my skincare routine always starts in the morning. The first thing I do is go in with my cleanser. At the moment, well, typically I usually use the Neutrogena it's like a cream cleanser. I think that one's amazing. It's very neutral, it's very good, especially if you have sensitive skin, but I ran out of it and I'm trying to save money right now, so instead of going and repurchasing it, I just used what I already had, which was the Roche Posay Oil cleanser. And I just used this because I had already had it to take my makeup off. I was doing like a double cleansing, which again I think was just irritating my skin more, but I decided to use that as a face wash, and honestly I really like it. I think because it has that oily texture to it, it does work really well for my skin, because I think my skin is more on the dry to no, not really sensitive, but more on the dry side. So that works really well for me, but I would recommend my usual like Neutrogena one that I've used in the past, but that's all I've had. Generally, when it comes to washing my face, one tip that I do have is to always wash your face for exactly 60 seconds. For a full minute. I learned this tip off of Twitter several years ago, and honestly it makes such a difference. If you're not doing it for a minute, you're basically just wasting your cleanser, and skincare is expensive these days, so make sure you're doing it for a full minute. But yeah, I just go ahead, cleanse my face with that, rinse it off with warm water, and then I'll move into some of my other skincare products that I like to use. So in my previous skincare routine back when I was in college, one of my toners that I used was actually just rose water. I know that was like a huge trend back in the day. I'm definitely aging myself, but it was a huge trend back in the day, and I actually did it back then and my skin looked incredible, so I just readopted that. I used rose water. I got it from Healthy Planet. Any rose water will do, and honestly I think it does work really well. I just mist it on my face while my skin is still damp, and I just let it dry, and that's literally all I do for cleansers and toners. Every other day I do like to go in with a little bit of an exfoliant. In my previous skincare routine a few years ago, I used these peel pads from Sephora. I do really like them, but they think they've either discontinued them or they've changed the formula, and so I decided to go in with the Dermalogica Daily Exfoliant. You've probably seen it all over TikTok. It's like a little like powder, you put water, you like mix it together, makes a little paste. So I do that every other day. It's gentle enough to do it every day, but Dermalogica is expensive, it's a bit pricey, so I'm trying to like use the travel size for as long as I can. So typically every other day works, especially because I'm trying to like do my makeup every other day, so I try to align it with the days that I do put makeup on. So that's kind of the extent of my exfoliation, to be honest, and that's literally it. I don't use any serums anymore. I don't use hyaluronic acid. The only serum that I'm starting to dabble with is retinol, and I'm going to show you which one I use. So the only other serum that I sometimes use, honestly I've probably only used this once since I've changed my skincare routine, but that is a Nutrium Retinol Complex Serum. It looks like this. but I've used this only once, and I don't know, sometimes I'll use it if I remember. I only use it once a week, but now that I'm 27, I do want to maybe dabble in retinol. We'll see. Honestly, I just feel like not using any serums has just really helped my skin. It just really gotten it, reset it. So that's it for cleansers and toners. Now I'm gonna move on to moisturizers. I don't use a whole lot, but I wanted to show you what I use, obviously. Okay, so when it comes to moisturizers, I use the Nivea creme. This has been in my family for years and years and years. My late grandmother used it and she literally died with no wrinkles on, so do with that what you will. The consistency is very, very thick and it's perfect for me personally as someone who has really, really dry skin naturally. It does wonders for my skin. It is, like I said, very thick, so when you put it on, especially if you are dark like myself, you do kind of have to work it into your skin, or else you're gonna it's gonna give Casper the Ghost. But once you work it in, it really, really helps seal everything in. If you have more oily skin, maybe I wouldn't recommend, but if you are like me and you're more dry and neutral, I would give it a go. I heard that word on the street is the ingredients in Nivea creme is the same as the what is it called? It starts with an L, Lemire, I think, cream that's like hundreds of dollars. This has the same ingredients, so if you're looking for a dupe, maybe give it a go. That's the cream that I use. That's literally it. After cream, I go in with my vitamin E oil. Any vitamin E oil will do, but I just had one laying around that I would usually use to dermalate my face, and I just use that on top, and that's all. After that, I go in with sunscreen because even though I'm black, you have to wear sunscreen. Right now, I'm using the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Face Sunscreen. Honestly, I don't really like this stuff and it is running out. It's kind of greasy and it's just, I don't think it's the best sunscreen out there. I am looking to switch, but like I said, saving money. But once I get a job, I will invest in a better sunscreen. That's all. Typically, I think in that last video that I did when I was like in college, I used eye cream. I haven't been able to find one that's like actually really good. So if you do have recommendations on under eye creams, especially ones for like puffy under eyes or dark circles, please let me know. But until then, that's all we're doing. So that's literally my skincare routine for morning, and I actually do the same skincare routine at nighttime. I keep it very, very simple, and I really do think it's made a huge difference in my skin. It's just so much more clear and luminous. I think sometimes we get so caught up in like the TikTok trends and like what's trending with skincare and doing all these like 12-step routines, and sometimes we just don't need it. It's a lot of money and a lot of time, and sometimes you just have to go back to the basics. So that is my skincare routine. But something I wanted to show you guys as well is some little tips and tricks that I've been doing this last few weeks and just in general that I do think has also really helped my skin. So the first like extra thing that I do for my skin, and I try to do this every morning, but sometimes I'm not successful, but that is gua sha. I've done this a few times in the past, but I've really tried to incorporate it more recently, and I honestly feel like it's made a huge difference in like the structure of my face. I don't know if it's a placebo, but I really do think my face feels a lot more snatched and a lot less puffy than previous videos. I don't know, but I use just a regular gua sha that I got off Amazon. I know they make better quality ones, and honestly, like I said, once I have more money, maybe I'll invest in a better one, but it just looks like this. I have a little like jade gua sha. You probably see me use it in videos, but something I like to do is actually heat it up with hot water because it kind of creates like a hot stone or like a warm stone massage, and it's honestly so nice. I just followed this YouTube video. I'll link it down below. I've watched it a million times, so I just kind of follow her routine, but there's a lot of different routines out there for different things. But yeah, I just make sure to go like upwards 5 times on my collarbone, my neck, jawline, and I just kind of like work my way up. And I really do think it's made a huge difference with the puffiness of my face. And when you're doing gua sha, you want to make sure that your skin is very moisturized, and so on top of the cream, the vitamin E oil, sometimes if I need a little bit of extra stuff, I'll use Egyptian Magic, and you've probably again seen me use it before. It's kind of like a petroleum jelly. I don't really know what's in this stuff, but I do really like it, and I recently saw that at Healthy Planet they do have a little travel size one, so if you're looking to try it out and give it a go, I would recommend, because it is a little bit pricey, but I do think it's honestly worth it. But sometimes I use this when I gua sha. When it comes to like face mask and skin treatments, there's one face mask that you probably see me use a million times, and that is this face mask. That is the sheet mask from the Life brand, which they sell at Shoppers, and I honestly really like it. It's the hyaluronic acid one. You probably see me using a few videos. I'll insert some clips as you know, we go. It's only like $1 and honestly I absolutely love it. It's super hydrating, it's super moisturizing, and it's just the best. I love that face mask. So if you're looking for one and you're in the market for a new sheet mask, highly recommend. And if I have any like little spots, I have like a little like, actually it's probably gone now, but it's a little like a little pimple patch. I will use the Life brand Clear Action Acne Resolving Patches. I don't have like the official packaging, but this is like, that's the name of them. And they're just these like clear little pimple patches, and I just like pop those on anytime I have a little stubborn spot. So that's what I use. I know there's a better one from Kiehl's that I really want to try eventually, but I don't really use those very often because like I said, my skin has been fairly good. But if I do need a little something, especially like around that time of the month, definitely use that. Last few things that I wanted to talk about when it comes to my skincare routine is, you probably see me again do this in some of my videos, but that is kind of like my DIY dermaplaning. I just take a little eyebrow razor and I just kind of get rid of the peach fuzz on my face. I usually do this probably about like once a month or so, just when I feel like my skin's getting a little bit dull or that my skincare is not absorbing into my skin that much, so, or that well I should say. And I just do that once a month. I use vitamin E oil, my usual vitamin E oil, just to shave over it. I will say at the end, just like rinse off with cold water, and I try to not wear makeup at least 24 hours after I've done it. I think you can do it right after, but just because my pores are open, I try not to. I usually like to just do it at nighttime. In the morning, I'll do like that hyaluronic face mask, and then the next day I will put makeup on later on. So yeah, I do that sometimes just to like make it a little bit more smooth. And 2 other tips that I have for skincare, you're probably not going to want to hear it. Like I said, drink a ton of water. I've been drinking so much water recently, and I do think it helps a lot. But the last one is, you've probably seen me drink it as well, is spearmint tea. I didn't drink it for skincare, mainly drank it for bloating, but I have heard that it does help with skin a lot. And I do think with the amount of spearmint tea that I've been drinking, I do think it might be helping. So if you're looking for spearmint tea, I would try the Natural Medicines one that, again, you can get at Healthy Planet, but I don't know, maybe give it a try. Just thought I would mention it because we are talking about skincare, and I do feel like it's helped a little bit. Okay, well, that's the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Super quick. Just wanted to quickly talk about my skincare routine a little bit more in depth because it has changed a bit, especially if you've seen me in some of my vlogs and you notice that I haven't been using any like serums or anything. That's why. Maybe eventually I will slowly introduce them back into my skincare routine, but honestly, I've just been really liking how my skin looks. I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but I have absolutely no makeup on today. I just have my new glasses, which maybe I'll talk about that in another vlog, but I got a new pair of glasses. But anyways, yeah, absolutely no makeup on at all. Did my skincare routine this morning and it's now like 3:17 and I'm really liking my skin. So yeah, if you are looking to switch up your skincare routine, or you feel like maybe the other ones that you've seen online are just a little too complex, I would recommend maybe just going super simple and going from there. But if you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, as well as Pinterest, because I'm now going to be posting on Pinterest a lot more. So if you want to see more photos and stuff, be sure to follow me there. And of course, subscribe to this channel. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys.